Hello and welcome to a new devlog of Monument Rivals. My name is Gino and I'm going to show you what is new in this version. So to start with it, I didn't change um the player feedback. So players can now see how much resources they get, how much resources they get from the tiles as well from the bonus tiles. Also, I did also a complete overhaul to the sabotage system. So without further ado, let me show you what I have done this week or these last 2 weeks. Here. So when you saw this, you saw that you got one steel, and also in an animation form down under, as well at the top you saw how much you got. I'm going to change the top for the next week because you clearly didn't see how much you got because yeah of white blinds really well in the background, and you know it was not so good, so I'm going to make a little bit of a panel around it so that you actually can see how much you got and what type you got as well. This also counts for the what I just said in the beginning of the video for the bonus tiles. So if you enter on the bonus tiles, you can choose one of the three cards and it will add up down under immediately. So what I'm going to show you next is the sabotage system, and I have to skip a little bit forward, so stay with me and I'm going to show you. So this is my new sabotage system. The old one was actually more you got a card and you choose which player in a button form. But now you get a card and you can, if you press OK, you can directly choose which player it is, one of the six. For now I play with two players, but you will notice. Also, I'm add some new sabotage cards as well. Uh, Instead of 8, you have now 16 different kind of sabotage cards, and it will be more in the future. So now I'm going to press OK. And also a new thing that I have made in this is um, if you don't um, if you don't what for sabotage you got, it will show you the description in this one, and in the top it will show which player you're going to be sabotage. You cannot sabotage yourself, just like in the old version. So if I press on sabotage, nothing will happen because I'm also player 1. This will be changed for player feedback because I'm still working on the player feedback on this. Uh, Same for the aliens steal your resources. I want to make a really cool big UFO that steals the resources of a companion monument, and then really funny, and then you see his monument shrink, well yours rise. So you can choose your player by these two arrows. So you can see now it's player 2 and I can sabotage him and he will get this sabotage. But I'm still rounding it up, finishing it, the whole system. And this is also the system that I have been working for this whole entire week, and will be certainly working on the next week as well until the next update by next week. I want to also finish this by next week because there's also a really big of a really chunk of gameplay, for this game. So I'm also going to show you if you sabotage what other type of elements you get. I have also got some particles. I have my particle set from uh, from the Unity Asset Store, which was really cool to see. It was really low poly. It was really awesome, and I also work with it and change a little bit around things and play with it. So I'm going to show you in a bit. In a bit. So I sabotage, he gets, player to got sabotage, and now his resources from his monument got stolen, but he didn't build anything, so nothing happens. So I'm going to show you which type of player feedback you can get receive from this and how it actually works. So if you stay with me for a moment, I'm going to show you this. So this is one of the many particles that I have created or recreated for the sabotage. This is the electric failure. This is actually not the finished state of this particle. There will be maybe some changes, or uh, it will be look completely different in the end. But for now, it's the basic idea how it works. And I have not only for the electric as well for the gas leaking, which is a big bonfire, which is actually quite funny because it feels more that your monument is on fire instead of in gas leaking. So I must make the fires a little bit smaller in this, as well as water leaking. Water leaking, water leak. You can see some particles that water leaks over the parameter, and you cannot build if you have these type of problems. And this is a really cool way to show the player that something is wrong with the monument for a couple of turns. There will be also some things else, like for instance meteorites that completely destroy a monument so that the player have to build from the ground up again. There will be sabotage, that you transfer goods to one to another. There will be sabotage that, just like the aliens, um, maybe whirlwinds or something else, because I don't want to keep this as 16 sabotage. I want to make just as many because it is fun to do it, and every animation must be special. Also, I'm thinking about where, because I'm doing also the radio part, so to telling the people the tutorial and how the game works. I want to also finish this by next week. It's a really huge operation to do that, but I think I can handle that. But the radio will be also fun to tell, some funny things in it when players get sabotage. Uh, some really weird things will show up, what the news reader will tell you, and I think a lot of people will appreciate that. Um, Also, in the tutorial version, I want to also do the radio because it is really easy to do, and I have all the modifiers already done so that I can turn this voice into a old radio fashion voice. Uh, so yeah, that is what I'm going to do. About the AI, I did some tests right now. It's not completely finished by the next update. Um, because this part, the bonus tiles, the complete overall to the sabotage tiles, the complete overall of getting resources, uh, you know, those are really big gameplay changes, and I think, um, as well for the building, uh, are very important for me, more important than making a good AI at the moment, because you can still play with somebody else or play by yourself, but the AI will eventually be in it. I did already some testing, but if you're going to test it out next week, don't expect something special from it. It is a really dumb AI. It cannot nearly think about itself. So keep that in mind if you're going to try the AI. There will be bugs expected in the AI as well. So this is actually my update on the game of Monument Rivals, and I hope I will hear you, or if you have some feedback for me, send me something on YouTube or on Twitter, and I will see you in the next video, in the next devlog by next week, when I finish this update patch. For now, I will say goodbye and see you next week.